Okay, so these are the how to choose a visual to represent data. So how your data can be comparison, composition, distribution, and relationship. So if you want to show a relationship, then you will use a scatter plot kind of chart. So all these are there. So if you want to create a scatter plot, it's very simple. You have to simply go to your Tableau and select the scatter plot. You need to select two measures, because mostly you show relationship uh, between two measures, how the sales, or this one also, the bar in bar chart that we have discussed, that is also a very good example. So see, if you can see over here, same type of chart you can use for multiple things. Like if you see, most common is this bar chart, stack bar chart, line chart. So if you have a comparison data, you can use any of these charts: line, bar chart, horizontal. It's a way of presentation, how you present the same bar chart in a different way, horizontally, vertically, stacked, right? So these are all different type of area chart. If you want to see a composition, as I said, pie chart or a donut chart. So this will help you whenever you are stuck, or if you want some help regarding the selection of any chart, you can always refer to this one. So important for anything, the important part is you have to understand the requirement first. Then only you will be able to select the right type of chart. Understood, everyone? So now we have completed the worksheet. So now see, in the dashboard, what we do, basically I have, let's say, for example, I have my charts and I need to create a dashboard. So what I will do is, for an example, let's say I want to create, I have 4 views. So I'll add the I will add the 4 views over here. I need a title, I would need a logo, and I also want a last refresh time. Okay, so first what I'll do is I'll drag this one, I'll put it over here. So this is a container. So there is no thumb rule, hard code rule that you have to use this horizontal or a vertical. This is a very time taking process. You will understand this with a lot of practice. You need a lot of practice while creating a dashboard. First thing is you can change the size of your dashboard. Right now this is the dashboard. Okay, so if you want, this is how it will look when you show it to your client. That is F7 is the shortcut, or else the presentation mode is over here. This is called the presentation mode. When you show your dashboard to your client, you always select this presentation mode, and the shortcut is F7. So let's take an example. I'll share one of the example how dashboard requirement comes, or you receive it from your client. So let me know if you can see my dashboard. Just 1 second. I'll share it once again. So most of the time, this is how the requirement will come to you, that I want a dashboard, I want a logo. Okay, there may be specific requirement, but why I use this is I wanted to like add most of the requirement, most of the features of Tableau in this dashboard. So that's why. So I want a logo with a link to go to Tableau public site. I want a Tableau logo over here, and also I want that logo to have a link that if I click on that logo, it should take me to my Tableau public profile. I want a title, Tableau sales dashboard. On the right, I want to see the last data refresh time. Ignore this one, last 6 months or one. You can make it later on. I want the dashboard to be divided. I want 4 views to be created, and I want them to be updated over here in 4 different containers. I want a filter and legend. Filters and other things, filter, legends, parameters. I want all those things to be added over here on the left hand side. So finally, I want my dashboard to look like the same as it is over here, except this last 6 months. This, if you want, you can add it. But for now, I will create a dashboard and I will show you how to replicate this in my Tableau. So let's come to our Tableau first. So now this is my container. First thing what you can do is you can always increase the size. There are a lot of size options over here. Except this also, if you want to change this manually, you can always go to this, edit height and width, and you can increase the size. See, if I increase this, you will see that size is increasing. Always select the size which is like fit to your screen. Try to avoid using the scroll bar. See, if I drag this more, you see a scroll bar appears over here. So try not to add a scroll bar. Okay. Now, if you select this height, see, there is a scroll bar over here. So I would suggest that if I select some certain size which does not have a scroll bar, I will use that. So 870, I'll keep it 870. So this is for the showing purpose, but in your requirement, if you have to like, if there is any specific fixed custom size, then you can always use that. Everything is editable over here. So you can select a fixed size from here, custom, sorry, over here, you will see this custom and select the list of sizes over here. It will depend whatever you feel like it's correct. This will come with the practice. So you have to do a lot of practice in this. Now, once my dashboard container size is fixed, now I have to adjust. These are my, let's say, these are the 4 views that I have to use in my view. So what I will do is, first thing is, I need to, according to my requirement, I need to add a title, logo, and so I'll first add a container like this on the top. When you see this grayed out, you have to drag and drop, right? I haven't released my mouse yet. So once I see that, I will now, it is occupied half, right? So I'll drop my icon like this. And now just for you to show you the difference, I'll highlight this border. Now you will see that your container is divided into 2 parts. So you can adjust the size. I have used this container for my title and all. Now remaining this part, I will divide this into 4 parts. And before that, I also need a logo and a icon, right? So what I will do is, I will add a horizontal container over here in this second area like this. And I will highlight this also into border. And I will add a container over here also for my icon, right? For my logo. So I will add it over here like this. Just bring it just over here. Now I will highlight this also. Let me so that I'll show you. Now I want one more container. So I will add one more container on the right hand side for my data refresh time, to update a data refresh time, right? So you have to see, this is a bit what I'll say. Sometimes it's like very irritating also, because you need to drag your mouse and adjust the mouse to that point where you find the distribution. Now see, if I take it over here, this is occupied. Right now when I'm putting my cursor over here, it is occupying the entire container. I want to divide this container. So I will move it in the right unless it is divided into half. So see, the moment I put it over here, now it is into half. Now can you see, half is white and half is gray. So I'll drop it over here and then I will decrease the size like this. I will highlight the border over here also. And now what is left? I need to divide this part into 4 to add 4 different charts. So I'll divide it into 4 parts, the center one. So I'll drag this and I'll drop it over here. Okay, so both are divided into 2 parts. I'll show you. See, now I'll divide both right and left into 2 halves. So I will further add container over here. So like this, I'll use a vertical container over here. See, now I will highlight the border for this also, and I will highlight the border for this also. Can you see? Is it looking like, is the container outlier, is it matching to my requirement? If you ignore this, it is matching, right? Now, what I only work left is I need to just drag and drop my requirements. So I will drag this donut. I'll put it over here. I have my this. Uh, so this is few of the problems that you will face. Now, let's say when I drag this and drop it over here, the legends are also added over here. So it will automatically update it into some of you. It will occupy your container. So what I need to do is I will simply select this one as this is updated over here. So either before using this, what I'll do, I'll simply go to and I will hide this over here. Now when I'll use this, it will not impact my, and later if I want, I can always use this. Let me adjust the size because it is not getting update fit into my view. So I will also decrease the size. Now let's see. Now it is updated. Now you have to do all those formatting. See, we need to remove these lines. So you have to go to your view and you have to remove the lines and everything. So this I expect you to do it at your end. Now I'll add the second chart over here like this. Okay, there is also, I need to remove the, I'll add these legends later. Right now I don't need it. So I'll show you how to add this later. Now I need to add the shape chart. So let's say I'll hide however, we don't need to show a shape chart shapes. So what I'll do is I'll add this shape chart over here. Or to enhance this, I have better option over here. So let's use this on the top like this, or keep it as it is, no problem. So what I'll do is I'll exchange this. I will drag this over here. Let's remove this and I'll add the donut below. I'll add the map chart over here. Now I've added my 4 views, right? Now I will add, as I said, I want the legends and other things over here. So you can use always, you can go to the container over here and go to this and select the legends. Whatever you want, filter you want, you can use the filter from here. Legends, then select the legends. I'll add the legends and I'll drag it and I'll put it over here because I have created a separate one for this. So now it is occupying there over here. So now again I need to add a border. So I have added a filter over here. Okay. If I remove this filter, this filter is applied on this. Now, if you want, what we can do is this view, I can use this view as a filter. So the option is over here, or can you see this icon over here? Use this as a filter. When I click on this, what will happen is whatever I select, every chart will depend on this selection. If I select furniture, can you see every chart is changing? If I select this, all chart are changing according to this selection. Every sales and whatever view you are able to see, it depends on this sale only technology. So this is how you can use a chart as a filter also. Now what else we can do in a, Dashboard. So this you understood size, how you'll add a size. Here you will get a sheets. Now in this one, there are a lot of options. A container, these are the containers. These are blank containers that we have used to divide the entire dashboard into different parts. Now, if you want to add a title is a text. So you have to drag this text and drop it under over here. You can write whatever you want. So my Tableau dashboard name is Tableau Sales Dashboard. So I will write it over here. I'll bring it in the center, make it 26, make it bold, and I'll click on OK. So now I have my title over here. Now, but the problem over here in the title is I don't want to see it like this because it is divided into this is what happens sometimes. You have to adjust this multiple times. Now this is working fine. Now I have to adjust the size again. I need to make it in the center. I need to make it bold. I have to increase the size 26 and click on OK. Now I need to create one sheet, right? For my time. I think we have already created that previously. Let me check where I have saved it. I have saved it somewhere. Everybody remember where we have created a time, right? Last updated time in our class. Have I deleted it or what? Okay, I'll create it once again. So let's say I'll name it as Tableau Sales Dashboard. Now I will create a data update. So I will simply create a calculated field as blank and I will not write anything. I'll simply give a blank and click on OK. What happened? Okay, blank calculation is already there. So I'll use my blank calculation over here. So it is over here. Now, instead of my title, I will use my data update time and I will name this as what is in my requirement list. It is showing data refresh, last data refreshed. So I will write the same thing over here and I will make this small, make it bold. I'll make it 9 and click on OK. Now I'll use this use sheet in my view. So data update, I'll put it over here. I need to hide the title. Sorry, fit the entire screen, not hide title. Now you can see your data update time over here. You can always change the size. Let's say I'll make it 9. I don't need this big. Yeah, this is fine. Or let's change this to 12 and click on OK like this. And this is how my data refresh time is updated. Now I want to add a logo. So to add a logo, see, you understood what text is. Extension, it's a third-party extension. If you want to use this, you need, if your projects allows, you can download a third-party extension. Again, it's a third-party add-in. So you will find a lot of extensions over here. You see a lot of add filters, dream teams, let's annotate. So there are a lot of other type of extensions I have. Mostly we don't use this. No, none of the companies will be like allows this to download. Ask data. If you want to use this ask data, then you need to connect to the server. And what is ask data basically? It's a like type in option. If you are connected, if I use this, I'll get an error to sign in to server. You see over here. I'll show you. Can you see ask data requires connected to Tableau server? So it's basically you can just type. If you type what is the sales for subcat for furniture, it will write the answer for you. It will give you the answer. So it's just typing the question. It's like that. Data story is again the same thing. It needs a Tableau server. So it will show you the data structure, what is the data and what story is behind that data, what is the connection details and other things. Image. Now we have an image to add. We want to add a logo, right? Tableau logo. So what I'll do is I'll use this image. You can download the Tableau logo on your local machine, drag this, drop it over here, and you'll find this page over here. So click on this one and select the image that you have saved. So I saved it somewhere in the Tableau repository. It's not compulsory to save it under Tableau repository. You can save it anywhere, the images, but I'll have saved it under shapes. I'll go to this category and I'll use this Tableau. And I want to fit it in the center like this and click on OK. Can you see? Now the Tableau image is there. What is the additional requirement with this? It needs a link in that if I click on this link, it should take me to the Tableau public profile. So I will share the entire screen so that when it is now, how to add a link? First, what I need to do is let me copy the link. So I'll go to Google and let's say Tableau public. So let's check over here. Okay. So you can give your link also. You might have created a Tableau public, right, in the starting. So you can copy that link, and now I'll copy this link. Now I'll close this and I will add that link in my logo. So I'll go to edit image over here. You can click on this. So what it say URL open when image is clicked, and I'll click on OK. Now when you click on this one, you will be redirected to the Tableau public profile. Can you see? So see, now I'll show you. When you click on this, I added the link. Now when you click on this, it will automatically open to and take you to the Tableau public profile. So this is how you can use a link over here. The next over here option is web page. Blank is again, I don't know why Tableau has provided this option blank. It doesn't make any sense for me, because even horizontal, vertical, or even text is a blank field only. So blank is basically it's a blank container. You add, it will be a blank container. That's it. Nothing else. So instead of that, I can use a vertical container also if you want. So it now workflow, again, it needs a server. And web page. What is a web page? Basically in Tableau, you can create your own web page, or let's say any web page. For example, I'll create a new dashboard over here, and let's say I want to create a web page in this dashboard. So what I'll do, I'll drag this web page, put it over here, just drag and drop it, and just write over here google.co.in. I want to create this web page. See, a web page has been created. You type only and it will act as a Google. Now Google homepage has been created. Type Apple. And whatever you want to type. Who is the president of India. Yes, your Google page is ready. So this is how you can create a web page over here in Tableau. Understood, everyone? Navigation would be helpful to you guys when basically why we use navigation to move from one dashboard to another, one page to other. So in real right now we have only few dashboards, but what happens that in case you have, let's say, a lot of dashboards and you want to give a button, let's say for example what I want is I want to give a button to the users to select, click on the button, and they can go to directly to this dashboard for, let's say, web page. I want user to have a button that if he clicks on the button, he should directly go to web page. He don't have to search where is the web page. So, and always before that, always hide the sheets to make it clear. Right now, there are a lot of sheets. So what I'll do is after creating my dashboard, I always use this hide all sheet. It hides my sheet, unwanted sheet. So those which are not there, I'll just use it over here and I will hide that so that I don't see the sheets in my workbook. Now what I want is I will add a button, navigation button like this over here. I'll minimize this small and I'll go to this and I'll give a button, let's say image to this. I'll select a choose and what I'll do is I'll go to this shapes and for example, I'll add arrow like this one and click on OK. And I want user to go to the web page dashboard. So I'll select the web page dashboard that if he clicks on this logo, he will go to web page. Now click on OK. Now, when you see this, it says that Alt plus click will navigate to you to the respected page. So if you are not on the presentation mode, right now we are not in the presentation mode. So we need to press Alt and click on this icon. If you publish this dashboard on the server, user will only require to do a click. He doesn't require to press Alt button. If you are in the presentation mode, this is the presentation mode, then I don't need to press Alt button. I'll simply click on this link and I'll go to this web page. Can you see? The web page is open now. I can add a navigation page over here also like this, let's say. And what I'll do is now I'll add a back button to this. I'll go to edit the image and I will image and I'll choose a back button. So I'll choose this one. I'll click on open. Okay, and I'll make this, if user selects on this, he should go to Tableau sales dashboard. Now I'll go to this F7 presentation mode. If I click on this, I'll go to the Tableau sales dashboard. If I click on this, I can go to the web page. Even also you can write over here in this, you can write in the text. If you want to add a tooltip, click to visit web page dashboard and click on OK. Now if you hover on this, you will find that it is saying click to visit web page dashboard. So user will get to know, okay, I have to click on this and I will go to web page dashboard. Same thing I can write it over here, click to visit, go, or click to go back to sales dashboard, and user will click on this and he will go back to the sales dashboard. This is the navigation button used to switch between dashboard. Understood, everyone? The last is download. Very frequently used. Client do ask for a download option. See, because it's very difficult for us to ask the client to go to file, go to export, go to print PDF and all these things. No, client will not do all these things. So we have to give a simple option for the client to download the dashboard. So what you can do is you can use this download button, drag it and add it somewhere wherever you want, and just give an option. Right now it has given an option to download PDF. So you can click on this and you will, the moment user click on this, he has to just click on OK. and this will be downloaded to PDF. If you want the user to give an option to download PowerPoint, you have to select whatever you want, PowerPoint, image, whatever you want. You just select that, and when user will click on this, it will be downloaded. Understood? So see, again, this is very easy thing, but it's the most time consuming part of Tableau. So you have to do a lot of practice to do this. Now, let's understand the second option, layout. Over here, you will get layout. Layout is nothing but basically, if you see this container, right, it has a fixed size, a look position over here. But let's say, for example, if I want this, just an example, let's say if I want this arrow to be updated over here on top of this, or I want to bring this in this chart next to this donut chart. So what you can do? So you can simply make this as a floating like this. So what will happen is now this you can move anywhere, and I'll drop it over here. You will get the same floating option over here. Two types of container you can add, floating and tile. We always use tile. Floating does not have a fixed location, but tile has. So it will depend upon the requirement. Because see, when I use a tile, we cannot use it on a container. We can use it by the container side, by the side of the container, but we cannot use it on. But if you have certain requirement that you want to add certain things on the container, then you'll use a floating. The next option over here is, these are the borders. Borders we have seen. If you want to give a border to your container, any of these containers, okay, so you can use this border like this. See, can you see over here? So this there. Now one thing to understand over here, you can see there is a line. This is a line for the container. There's a different line, but when you select this is a line for your border, and for the chart there is a different line, so you can use it. Now you will see that there is an outer line, there is this line, and there is a space between these two lines. Can you see? It's a very small line difference. Can you see this line, white border space between these two lines? The one that is I have selected, let's say like this. Give me 1 second, I'll make it red. Can you see this red line? And let me make this as orange line, or no, not orange, I'll make it green. Can you guys see? There are two lines, right? Red and this green line. Between that, both the lines, there are space. You guys can see it? Now, if you want to increase that, that is called padding. Padding is over here, outer padding and inner padding. So what is outer padding? Let's say if I increase this, can you see? The space is increasing between this line and this red line. This is called a padding, this extra space. If you change, if you select the inner padding, this line and your chart, the space between this chart and your this line will get increased. Let's understand this with an example. Let's use this. So if I increase this, you will see, can you see? This is decreasing, right? This space between this title and this entire, this is compressing, and this space is increasing. So this is the use of outer padding and inner padding. This will be used in the formatting if you require such kind. If you need this, you can always use the inner padding and outer padding. Understood, everyone? So this is how your dashboard should look alike. Before you work on this, let me complete the story part. This is about the dashboard. Okay. Now, what is story? Story is basically, if you add the story, you can add your dashboard and your worksheet both in the story. Can you see over here in my dashboard, I can only add a worksheet over here, right? But in your story, you can add your dashboard and your worksheet both. Let's say, for example, if I let me unhide this one. Sorry, I'll go to the sheet and I will unhide this. Now, if you go to my story, I can see the sheet name over here. You can simply add the entire dashboard in your story like this. Like this. And if you want, you can add one more story over here. You can add your web page over here. You can add one more story over here. Click on blank. And let's say, for example, I can add my sheet over here, dynamic sheet like this. It's basically you need to add a caption. Caption means you have to give a overview about your dashboard. What is this your dashboard all about? So just change the size. Let's change the size. I'll add it like this. Okay, so now this is about your dashboard. Now what I need to do is I can write a caption over here. So you have to write some overview, like what is this dashboard all about? So you can write that, let's say, Tableau sales report is about the top sales contributor. Something like this, so that when I read your title, I can understand. So if you want, there is one best example in this one. I'll show you. Let me open a story for you, and then I can explain this to you. So you guys can see the new dashboard that I've opened, this one, world indicator. So see, this is a story. You can see this icon. So what has happened over here? So this is how it has a lot of dashboards and worksheet has been created. So you will see these are the tabs, right? So it has written, by looking at the story, it's a title. It's a when you write a story, if you refer to a book, you have a story, and in that you have a title which says something about your entire story. By looking at the title, you get the gist of the story. So same thing over here. Global population and birth rate area are imbalanced. This dashboard is, this story is about global population. Now over here, few countries spends more than 14% of GDP. This dashboard is about mobile phone usage. It is growing faster. So this is how some of the, you have to give a overview about your dashboard, not a detailed one. So this is what story is. That's it. Story is finished.